Hey guys, it's Scarlett with Build Across, and today I'm going to show you how we paint our Easter basket cutout. First, I went in with a pencil and traced the eggs and some of the flowers just to kind of get an idea of how I want to paint this. Now I'm going to go in with some turquoise paint and paint the Easter basket and the handle, and this color is called Peacock and it's by Waverly Paint. You can purchase it at Walmart. And now I'm going to go in with that same brand Waverly paint in the color called Lagoon and paint the first egg. And then after this egg, I'm going to go in with the color called Pumpkin. It's also by Waverly Paint. And I'm going to paint that middle egg. And then off camera, I just hand mixed some paint to make this light pink color. And I'm painting this last egg. And now I'm going to start painting my flowers, and on this flower I'm just kind of following the shape of the cutout, and I'm using some hot pink paint and a number 6 paintbrush. And on this flower here I'm just kind of doing like a large petal flower, and with all of my petaled flowers, other than like the one on the left side that has like a ton of petals, I really like to keep it around 5 petals. I feel like this just makes it easier. It's just a good rule of thumb to help you not get carried away and then end up messing up your flower. Just the same with the wavy flower I did here. And now again with this petaled flower, I'm just keeping it at 5 petals. And for my flowers, I'm going to be using a lavender color paint, a hot pink paint, and a light pink paint. These are my usual colors for my flowers. And the same type of paintbrush for these flowers. Around a number 6, you can use a 5, 4, 5, or 6. All of those will work. And I'm just kind of placing my flowers sporadically, trying to just fill in and cover up where any holes may be. And these little circle flowers are really good for that, to add just sporadically. Kind of add some layering. And this shape is a 22-inch cutout. Most of our door hangers are 22 inches. They're cut on 1/4 inch MDF. And now I'm going to go in with some light green paint and start painting on some greenery. I'm just painting on the greenery that's already cut out at the top, and then I'm going to kind of mirror that like below the flowers, like it's kind of hanging out the basket. And this color is a color that we get custom made at Sherwin-Williams, so I don't have a color name for it, but the Dixie Belle chalk paint brand has a color called Farmhouse Green, and it looks like it's going to be very similar. I plan to start using it in the future, so I will let you guys know how I like that and if it's comparable to this color. And this brush that I'm using for this is the same number 6 brush that I used with the rest of the flowers and those details. And with that same green paint, I'm going in and doing some kind of fern greenery. It's just kind of sporadic. These don't all have to look the same. They're always going to be different. And I'm going to go in just a second here with some darker green paint, and it's actually called Fern, and it's a Waverly paint. And I'm just kind of do some of this same fern greenery details around the flowers. And in just a second here, I'm going to be using my Montana acrylic paint markers. And you definitely could have done this step before you do the greenery, because I'm going to have to kind of go around it, which is fine. But I really wasn't sure at the time that I was painting this exactly how I wanted to paint it and how I wanted to finish it. So I ended up just doing this after, but it would probably make it easier for you if you did the markers before you did the greenery. And now just doing a crisscross. And this color is like a teal. It's very similar to the Lagoon color that I used on the first egg. So if you don't want to buy the paint markers, you could totally use the Lagoon color by Waverly. And that's available at Walmart. And now I'm going to go in with some a light blue marker, same brand, the Montana acrylic marker, and just kind of highlight over that teal blue that I just did and follow the handle. And on the handle, I just like to curve those lines to make it kind of look like it's wrapping around the basket. And now I'm going to go in with a number 0 long and some of that pumpkin paint and highlight over the pink flowers. For all this detailing work I'm about to do, I'm going to be using a 0 long. You guys have probably seen me use this paintbrush before. It is my absolute favorite brush for details. I use it constantly. I like to keep baby wipes around, and so in between the different colors that I use to detail with, I'll just wipe that paintbrush off instead of having to go wash it out. Because in just a second here, I'm going to go in with some hot pink paint on the pink flowers and just add that extra color contrast. And then after I do the hot pink, I'm going to go in with some white. And the white that I'm using today is by Dixie Belle in the color Cotton. And I actually really like it for the detail work. I wasn't sure how I was going to like it because usually chalk paint is really thick. And I didn't know how it would work for details, but it's actually, the Dixie Belle chalk paint is not really thick. It's not thin, but it's a really good consistency for detail work. And I'm just kind of highlighting all the flowers and the greenery. And I'm also going to highlight the eggs. And now I'm just going to go in with that same number 0 brush and some black paint. And I'm going to start outlining all of the eggs, the flowers, and the greenery. And the black that I'm using today is the Apple Barrel paint, and it is available at Walmart. And I really love the Apple Barrel white and black for detailing work. I haven't tried the Dixie Belle black paint yet. And I wanted to use some kind of brighter colors for this tutorial because I know a lot of times Easter, we typically decorate with pastels. So I really liked the idea of this bright turquoise and the teal color and the hot pink for this door hanger because it's kind of different and it's really bright and spring-like. And in a minute here, this is probably going to take you the longest, this step, just because you're having to go in and outline. But keep in mind, you don't have to sit there and take 10 minutes on each flower. It doesn't have to be perfectly around each flower. It can kind of go inside the paint of the flower. That doesn't look bad. Just like I did with the green, leaves at the top. It's kind of going inside it. And now I'm going to go in with that black paint, the same brush, and do some highlights on the basket over the marker that I used. And after that step, I'm going to be using a 1-inch foam brush and some of that Apple Barrel black paint. And I'm just going to go around the entire cutout. And this step just kind of makes it pop and makes all the hard work you did really stand out. And then that's it. After this dries, I'm going to use a semi-gloss or high-gloss clear coat, the spray paint kind. just to give it a protective finish, a nice shiny finish. I really like the way it looks to finish it off. And that is it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like and share.